flames during her decade-long political career, but she has likely never been described as a shrinking violet. MacLeod has developed a reputation as an outspoken, fierce partisan who never shies away from the rough and tumble of the political arena. But that confidence deserted her following the Progressive Conservatives' crushing defeat in the 2014 provincial election. As MacLeod confessed this week, she sank into a depression. She shared that struggle with supporters during a speech last Sunday. Today I had a chance to speak to Lisa MacLeod about depression, how she's overcoming it, and the impact of her public declaration. Here's our conversation.
The 2014 election, we lost. I stopped eating. I felt grief-stricken. I felt
just the disappointment.
The disappointment. I poured my heart and soul. I don't really know exactly why, but the loss was profound to me. And I had to play a central role in that campaign. I stopped eating and I lost about 40 pounds. A lot of people pressured me into making a decision on the PC leadership, and I made the decision to enter it. But being away from my family was very hard on me, particularly in the month of January. I didn't get home a lot, and I just started noticing myself just being more listless. I was not as energetic. I was becoming in a dark place. And when I finally withdrew, and everybody was speculating about me running for the federal nomination in the PM for the Conservative Party, I was spent. I felt stripped down. I was aching. I was very tired. I was very low energy. And I noticed then that I was I would say, I don't know if I was depressed at the time. I obviously, looking back at it, I was, but I felt maybe I was just stressed out and spent and really low energy, and wanted to spend more days under my bed, not in it. But it was really when I had an injury in the legislature. I fractured my ankle, and I pulled some muscles and ligaments in my back, and I was house-ridden, and that was when I knew that I was quite withdrawn.
For someone who's never been in that abyss, how would you describe it?
Oh, it's dark. It's like almost a paralysis. It's like you self-doubt, you lack confidence, you question everything. You feel like you're isolated, but then I think I probably isolated myself even more sometimes. Maybe because I thought that was how I would, maybe that's how I felt like I could control things.
When you sunk that low, how do you get out?
Well, many people have different reasons. For me, I was able to talk through it with many people, and I took the time and I rested, and I got re-engaged in policy work that, I, as somebody who always had the fire in the belly, I would ask my friends all the time, where'd it go? It's not there, and...
So you found something meaningful, something that you thought was significant.
Yeah, and
focus your energies on.
Yeah, and there are three things that just stand out in my mind that I think when you're rebuilding Lisa MacLeod, this is where it was. And it was the Stringer family coming to me in June of last year asking me to help them and put forward a bill in Rowan's name on concussion legislation. So that was the day that I could feel like I had a sense of purpose and a drive again, and I was still a little bit confused, and how was I going to get everything done, but I started to feel that fire. And then a month later I had Gabe and Stephanie Batstone came in to see me. Their daughter Tegan was murdered by her maternal, her mother, her natural mother, and at 8 years old, and they're from Barhaven. And I didn't know how to help them. I didn't think I had the strength, but they were adamant. They said, we were told Lisa MacLeod could help us. And I'm thinking, Lisa MacLeod can't even help herself right now. And
you had to find her again.
I had to. And this family was relying on me. And so my assistant at the time, Helen Byers, took me by the hand, and she's been with me for the whole 10 years. And so we're getting back to our roots. She was, don't panic, don't worry. So then I started working with Stephanie and Gabe Batstone on children's rights, and we had Ronna Ambrose, the new interim federal leader, out, and that was a real boost to my confidence. And then the final thing was just really finding myself again as a person, not just as a member of the legislature, not just as a community leader, but as Joe's wife and Victoria's mom. And it's where I told my supporters where I found my happiest days in my life, and that was at the rinks in Nepean. 6 a.m. with my daughter and her Nepean Wildcats hockey team. The parents around there treated me like another mother. I wasn't an M.P.P. It wasn't, they were okay with just hanging out with me. We would do potlucks, and I started to refine myself as a person, not just as somebody who's been identified through the media or in the legislature or a community event as a politician. And that was really an important part of my life.
Lisa MacLeod, there are going to be a lot of people who will be watching this interview. What is the lesson that you want people to take from your journey, from your experience?
Yeah, that's pretty incredible to say it that way, because I guess when I decided I wanted to tell my constituents, it was more about me wanting to explain to them my absence, and I didn't view it as maybe being rather inspirational to some people, or courageous, is what people have been saying, which is very kind of them. But I think I didn't anticipate that response or reaction. I was more expecting that it was going to be a bit more negative, and I think it's been on the whole very positive. And so what I would say to anybody that is suffering from depression or any other mental illness, speak to your doctor and speak to your friends and your family, and understand that you're not alone. If 1 in 3 Canadians have it, including this M.P.P, there are many out there that are silently struggling, and you're not alone. And we have probably the best resources in Canada, in this city, for mental health support. And I would be remiss not to say that that is at the Royal Ottawa Hospital. I've always been a big supporter of them, but they've been excellent this past week in making sure that I've got the support that I need.
Lisa MacLeod, you are brave, and you've earned the respect of many people in this community. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.